Xilazer, Xlazer, I don't know how you pronounce that. Good evening, buddy. How you doing? Give me just 1 second. I'm just wanna do something very quickly. I think that's okay. All right. Color, font color. I suppose we can do like this. Yeah, that's great. Cool. You can say Liz. Okay, Liz is easy. Liz is easy. Sure. Can I do? Oh, okay, nice. I can actually do that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's way too large. Yeah, way too large. Alrighty. Blah, 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 blah. So this is fine. That's fine. I was reading some news. Luxembourg close that as well. This is, yeah, that's cool. Does this have a darkness? So we're gonna be looking at that tonight in this stream. And yeah, music is probably too loud, I suppose. So we're gonna lower that a little bit. Cool, cool, cool. And as always, let me just do one thing. Awesome, super good to hear. Good to hear. I'll just do this fella over here, just to pin that. Shameless advertising, of course. Shameless advertising. Beautiful. Superb. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let me just set this thing here. Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Alrighty. So let's wait a little until more people join, I suppose. What is it, 10:30 p.m. here? Let me get some water. Just came back from the gym, so I'm energized. So perfect time to just stream a little. Alrighty. Alrighty. What do I do? Yeah, we go there, right? Yes. We actually open up. All right. It's 12:27 there. God. Okay. Wow. So wait, is that? Yeah, that's after midnight, right? Past midnight. Yeah. Yeah. No, actually, no. That's morning, right? And I got it. Got it. Yeah. Okay. That is late. George, I'm good, man. Good. I just came back to my just came back from the gym and been to work, of course, and yeah, just been a bit with my wife, and yeah, I'm here a little bit with you guys today, not for long. Not gonna stream much. I actually wasn't supposed to stream, but I'm like, all right, I just have to do some research anyway, so I just might as well do it, and maybe some people learn something, myself included. What about you, man? What about you? All right, cool. That's pretty awesome. All right, great, super. All right, so yeah, so today in this quick stream, I hope, I need to get some rest. I'm gonna just take a look a little bit at this thing called Wood. And this is basically a tool to keep our containers up to date. And we would use this for two reasons, actually. One is when we deploy things, so we would use it for our CI and CD, continuous integration deployment, but we would also use it for security reasons, right? An alternative to this is Watchtower. So this used to be, I just spoke to my colleague today, a DevOps guy at my work, and he recommended this. Unfortunately, with the Watchtower, one very, very unfortunate thing, it's no longer maintained, and I was very sad to hear that, because it hasn't gotten any update in 2 years. And actually, if we go here to GitHub issues, we can see that, yeah, somebody asked that very question, and there's actually a fork of Watchtower here. But to be very frank with you, I'm not confident using a fork, because this is the course I'm recording for Udemy. So it's, yeah, a little bit, yeah, I need to choose something that's gonna last longer, and hopefully with Wood, I guess that's how you pronounce it. If we take a look at the GitHub, I do believe it's actively maintained, right? So of course, like with any other open source project, there's issues to solve. This one is no exception, but it seems pretty maintained, and we can see that they keep actually pushing updates. If we do our due diligence here, last one was 2 weeks ago, last release, then December. So we can see every couple of weeks they maintain it, right? Okay, so of course, what I'm actually going to do, I'm gonna open AI, and we're gonna do a little bit of research about this. So I'm just gonna say, give me a crash course on Wood. I want to use it for two things. Obviously, to keep my containers updated, but also for my containers to redeploy when some of my services get updates on GitHub master. So yeah, so Wood stands for Watchtower Ultimate Dispatcher. Advanced open source container update watcher that monitors Docker images for updates and automates the redeployment of containers when new versions are available, right? So that's what we need. It's like Watchtower, but offers more powerful features like fine-grained controls, webhook integration, tagging, and modern UI. Container update monitoring continuously checks for new image tags for your Docker containers, latest SHA-256 or semantic versions. This kind of also makes this image powerful, but also requires a bit of maintenance, right? Because we need to figure out for every individual Docker container, we will need to provide how do we want to check for updates. Is it SAM versioning? Is it the tag, etc.? Rules and filters allow conditional updates based on specific criteria. Webhook supports sending notifications or triggers, external actions. Very useful, so we can actually set this up. Simplicity can run itself as a Docker container and integrate seamlessly with your Docker setup. Extensibility, you can customize it to fit your CI workflow. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna. So the webhook stuff that I did last night, I'm actually not going to use. All right, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we got a good picture there. So that's awesome. Okay, so I'm actually gonna set this up. So we have some hosts here. We have the watchers. We have the UN API. We have the some registries, Docker Hub, and then I guess some custom registries, hopefully GitHub and stuff. And then we have the triggers, so we can send an email, send a Slack message, whatever, when some of the containers update. So that's very important. Many triggers are supported, blah, blah, blah. GitHub container registry, very good. That's what we're gonna need. We get some UI. Send you the link here. What link, Bruno? I'm not gonna click any links, man. I don't know who you are. All right, cool. So quick start. So we need to expose the socket, right? And then the port. So we will obviously put this behind our, we're gonna put this behind our reverse proxy, of course. So we're not gonna do it this way, it's fine. So let's open cursor. Oh, you want me to send the link, I'm sorry. I didn't get it. You misspelled the Y. I thought you sent me the link. Yeah, absolutely, man. There you go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, there's a lot of bots on YouTube. YouTube is literally full of automated bots. So typically they send links and stuff. There you go. This is not really what I wanted though. Let's open up the workspace here. I'm gonna close this thing. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so and then we're gonna go to Docker. I'm gonna go to Docker Compose. Then we're gonna smack this bad boy somewhere. So actually, I don't need the webhook stuff anymore. So we'll actually clean that up completely because I'm not going to use that actually. But we will add this fella. I don't know why is it not copy pasting this crap. And not services, we just need this, right? We actually don't need the ports. No, absolutely not. Okay, and then let's clean up the stuff that we had before. So actually, I don't need that. And I don't really need that. All right, cool. And then now essentially what we want to do, if we go to the, what's it called? What did I just add? What's up Docker? We can also call it just wood, right? but we can also give it right, sure. So let's go actually now to the development override over here. Let's say what's up Docker. Yeah, it is on 3000 what's up Docker localhost. That's amazing. So let's just go ahead and open up our VS Code as well. And I primarily want to update my. Isn't cursor great? I think absolutely, yeah. I mean, for me, to be very frank with you, it's not much different than VS Code, but it is nice. That's crazy, man. That's awesome. That's great, dude. Give me 1 second. So let's actually nuke the webhook because we actually no longer have that. I think so. It basically it says here on the stream in the green text. I am just trying out some new service that automatically updates our Docker containers. So that's the task that I'm doing now. But what I'm doing in general is I'm typically this stream is about Programmer Network platform. You can go to www.programmer.network, but past couple of streams I'm going to record the Udemy course, and I'm preparing the infrastructure. The course is called Infrastructure for Startups. So I'm basically just streaming for some time now. I haven't streamed in a long time, and that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Alrighty, so let's see. So in theory, our reverse proxy, our traffic should have picked this up already, and actually it didn't, which is a little bit weird. So let's go ahead and just restart our traffic so we can see that the image is in fact running. Let's actually do something like, let's just down it all, just nuke it all. I wish you the best luck. Thank you very much, man. Likewise. Thanks a lot. Lucas, good evening. Lucas C++. Resource still in use, internal network. Ah, interesting. Wow. Okay, so wow, that's crazy. For some reason this guy is farting out. It's okay. And then we go to, there's a bunch of images here. Just want to clean up so we actually don't need this anymore. Yeah. Cool. And yeah, I know what we're missing. We're missing the network, right? So here we need to say that this is part of the internal network. So networks, internal network, right? That's also what we forgot. Cool, and now we should be able to actually access the UI of this kind of updater, right? And maybe even potentially, I mean, we just are familiarizing ourselves with it, but if we go here, is it actually, can we access it at all? Let's actually go back here to the quick start, open the UI. So the UI should be on 3000. Yes, so in theory, unless, yeah, actually let's go to our reverse proxy here to traffic, and let's see if there's actually a HTTP service or HTTP router for this. So there is one. Here it is. What's up docker.localhost. It's running on port 3000. Ah, here it is. Okay. Okay. So we have 19 containers. As you can see, it's already giving us some pretty nice things. So this is already awesome. They have like a dark theme, so you guys are not getting blind. But you can actually see this is already pretty awesome, right? And let's just, yeah, so let's just learn a little bit together. That's kind of why I wanted to stream, just to, yeah, So you can see there's kind of there's already 9, and we're gonna have to learn this, right? Because I also have to put it in a course, but it should be fairly simple, right? This is a relatively simple concept, at least, from the perspective of the user. So you can see, for example, these are the actual updates. So alert manager. So there's a lot of our stuff, and is there like how do we see what these updates contain, right? Because we can't just, of course, blindly say, yeah, go ahead and update. So let's see what happens here. We have containers, we have configuration, we have some registries. So for example, I suppose that, yeah, this is GitHub here, right? So that's what we're gonna care about. We're gonna have to give it a token, right? So here, fundamentally, we also have to, and then we have the watchers, right? So watchers, this is our Docker socket and then so yeah, so that's fairly simple. We have the triggers as well. So we'll see what that is. Habibi. Folks is my friend and my colleague from work. He's my buddy. Hey buddy, good day. Thank you for coming, man. I love you, dude. Just came back from the gym and I'm like, yeah, I have energy. Let me yeah, his name is Doru. He's an awesome guy. Huge guy. Okay, so let's go a little bit and read the documentation. Okay, so great, that works out of the box. What's your gym routine? I go usually 3 or 4 times a week. I also run a lot, so that complements it. I usually run to work and back, so I run around 10 kilometers a day. But the routine is kind of, how would I say it? It's almost like a subconscious type of thing now. Sometimes I can't go, and that's fine. Then I go the next day. Sometimes I can't go for 3 days. Then I go 2 days in a row, right? So it's as with everything else in life. I don't pressure myself. I always want to do it, and if I don't do it, I'll do it the next day. So it's not a thing that, it's not something that I obviously don't want to become a competitive bodybuilder, right? So for 99.9% of people, as long as you can go 2-3 times a week, 4 times ideally, if not too much, you don't have to worry. I would say don't bring your phone to the gym. Don't bring your headphones. Just go there, focus, do the exercises properly, do them slow, do them correctly. I see a lot of people every day do so many exercises completely wrong, which defeats the purpose. That they're hurting their joints, their shoulders, so yeah, I don't know, but I try to go 3 times a week, 4 sometimes, but that's unfortunately due to time and other things I have, sometimes very hard. It's just yeah. I've been using join. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Let me see. Yeah, I don't use any apps, but actually let me bookmark it. Why not? But I don't use any apps. I have a program. I used to work with a professional trainer. I paid him, I think, around $800 a month for 3 months. So I kind of learned from a professional. He was a professional coach. So he gave me, it's very different when you spend 3 months, 8 times a month with an expert, right? Like with everything else. But I'm gonna check it out. Why not? It's just like I have removed any distractions from the gym, right? I don't care about the apps, about the videos, I just go there and focus. And if you know 1 or 2 or 3 exercises for each muscle group, in my not so great experience, I'm not a professional. I'm been going to the gym now actively at least less than a year. That's sufficient, right? Knowing 2-3 exercises per muscle group and mixing them up if you get bored. It doesn't have to be complicated, right? It doesn't. Add your first trigger. Everything okay? It's time to add some triggers. Okay, let's see. Triggers are responsible for performing actions when a new container version is found. Awesome, right? Triggers are enabled using environmental variables, right? Would trigger, trigger type, trigger name, trigger configuration. Okay. Multiple triggers of the same type can be configured. You just need to give them different names. See the triggers, blah, blah, blah. All implemented triggers, in addition to their specific configuration, also support the following common configuration. True to automatically execute. It literally works for everything. I spend a lot of time, obviously, like I guess everybody in my head, right? I often also overanalyze things, and everything became a trend, right? Programming became a trend. So no matter what you involve yourself into, there's already a marketing campaign about it on the internet, right? So for example, when you start going to the gym and you go to YouTube, in 5 minutes after you watch your first video, you never want to go to the gym, because they tell you all of these things you have to do. You have to, you know, count your calories. You have to have these shoes. You have to have this shirt. You have to do these exercises and not these. You have to follow science-based. You don't have to follow science-based. There's so much crap, right? While in reality, probably 99% normal people just have to go do some exercising, so they're not fat, they're healthy, you want to do some running for your you know, heart and for right. So it's actually a lot simpler than one gets when goes. I played tennis for 16 years, right? So that's why I didn't need gym much, because I needed agility and, you know, and dexterity rather than being all pumped up and slow, right? Yeah, but the tech lead obviously is way more competent about that clearly than I am. So I'm as always, I just try to share my personal experience. I really enjoy going to the gym. Like, I literally can't wait, even when I'm super tired, simply because I've removed all of these boundaries created by, count your this, count that, count this, count this. It's like, dude, I cannot count it. I mean, I'm already like burned out from so many other things I have to count every day. The tasks, the kids, the money, you know, I just want to go to gym, man, and lift weights and feel good, right? So it's, and maybe one day, who knows, of course I get that the goals change, and right, but you know, I feel good, and I'm obviously incrementally, you know, I'm doing the you know, like incremental overload or whatever you call it, right? I'm doing the so it's fine, right? But yeah, absolutely. I mean, maybe, who knows, tech lead? You're saying you've been going for 15 years, right? So right, who knows? Maybe yeah, exactly, hypertrophy, yeah. But it's yeah, I love it. It's really fun when you don't make it a burden, when you don't imprison yourself with all of these rules, right? And it's the same, you could literally apply the same, but like somebody mentioned KISS principle, right? It's like, it's also the same with software. If you just sit and build things and don't obsess by oh, you know, I built something today and tomorrow I have to rewrite it because there's a newer thing that came out. So it's really like, yeah. And then maybe, you know, maybe when somebody gets to level of, let's say, you, man, or tech lead or whatever, then sure, you can optimize and you have create new goals, and sure, I get that, right? That makes sense. But for now, it's, oh, here's my best man. Vlad, I love you, man. So that's just how, just go and exercise, right? Exactly. But also, like, for example, with progressive overloading, right? I see a lot of people making a terrible mistake. For example, when people are doing cables, this is probably the exercise that I see every single day. I rarely see anyone do it properly. I literally rarely see anyone doing chest properly on the cables. Like, it's so wrong that even I, and I still consider myself a beginner in the gym, even I look at it and I'm like, what the hell, dude? This, you're doing it completely wrong. People are just killing their shoulders and stuff. They're like, you know, like, dude, I mean, my professional trainer who is like pumped like God, right? He would put 9 kilos on the cables when doing the chest, right? But going all the way straight with your hands, right? And working the chest. I see people like, he's like, dude, reduce the weight. It's not about the weight, it's about targeting the muscle, right? So I see that every day. Actually, I also want to do that. It's just I don't want to offend somebody. Harris, good evening, Harris. But yeah, that is how it is. Multiple. Okay, so let's learn this. Okay, so okay. So this is how we can do these triggers. So let's learn stuff, right? So because you look big, okay. Yeah, maybe if I tell them, oh, you should do this like this, they would be like, get the fuck out of my eyes, you little cunt. Who knows? I should give it a shot. Maybe I should find some kids from high school. I'm bigger than them. I'm bigger than them. Yeah, exactly. Also the problem is, man, when you go to the gym, there's these super insecure guys who come with their girlfriends, man. And they look at their girlfriends, man, almost as somebody is gonna hijack them in a gym, man. It's like, dude, just fucking relax, man. Like, nobody's looking at your girlfriend. We all have wives and girls and partners. Like, nobody gives a crap. You see a guy, he's standing somewhere behind the machine, like, is somebody looking at my girlfriend? And you're like, fuck, I don't want to give advice to anyone. I don't want some big dude to come and beat the living crap out of me because I just wanted to be nice, you know? So you're like, nah, it's okay. I'll just do my shit. Okay, so let's learn about this. So let's go back here. So teach me about triggers. I mean, it wouldn't happen in Denmark either, right? Nobody would beat you up. It's just, right? I think so. I think so. Okay, so image updated. When what detects a new version of monitor Docker image, it flags the corresponding container as outdated. So let's get back to this. I mean, I really love the gym discussion. Actually, I would literally stream just one time and we share experience. That would be awesome. Okay, so what do we do? What can we do actually here? So what? Okay. So can I just update it from here? Like, can I click update? Triggers, update. Update digest. Nice, man. Share it. Just share it with us. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So local alert manager latest. So can this guy actually do the updates for us is the question. I suppose, I mean, it should be. Oh, here's the dark theme. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay. So we container new version copy to clipboard. Yeah, but copy why? What should I do with it? Or maybe the reason why we see nothing is because we didn't kind of decorate it with anything yet, right? So maybe we should just update kind digest. So maybe we need to create the triggers, and we need to create the where is it? Triggers. Okay, let's go to the AI. Yeah, so this makes sense, right? So basically we're saying, hey WUD, or whatever, let's call it wood. When there's a new image, right, execute a trigger. And the trigger here, you're saying hit our WebSocket server, you know, hit it with a post, HTTP verb, post verb, right? Send this body, blah, blah, blah. That's cool, right? Restart the container automatically, use your Docker API. Okay. Yeah, so here, for example, hey, if there's a new version of some image, restart the container, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Notify a CI/CD pipeline via webhook, right? Okay. email or Slack notification. This for sure we're gonna have to set up. No question about that. All right, so that's interesting. Let me just go back to that. Triggers, blah, blah, blah. So that's interesting, right? But let's see. So watchers, we have one watcher right here, which is the socket itself, and that's okay. Then we have the Docker Hub stuff, right? So essentially here, obviously, I'm not going to do that now, mainly because I would need to kind of share environmental variables, I suppose. But essentially here we would generate a secret token on GitHub, for instance, and then we would give it a username, and then it would have access to our Docker Hub. So when there's a new version of an image in Docker Hub, then we would. So yeah, so this is the trigger, right? So yeah, so that's basically how this is going to work, right? Like, because this is so okay, let's just draw this, I suppose, just to make sure that we understand it. So we're gonna have this wood. We're gonna have this guy as part of our infrastructure, and it's gonna have access to the Docker Hub, our Docker Hub registry, right? And when it detects that there's a new image or whatever, then it's going to do some trigger, right? So that's where the trigger is gonna come in. So when it realizes, hey, there's a new image, you know, then you know, trigger, and then we're gonna do something. In our case, we probably want to execute some shell script or whatever, but we'll see if this guy can just do that for us, right? So let's actually go to the AI and just ask it. Let's give it our use case. So my first use case and why I want to try what for the first time is automatically getting the latest container, the latest images, and running containers of the services that I maintain as part of my infrastructure. For instance, when we deploy a new version, when we deploy a new change into master on GitHub, our CI will build a new image and push it to our GitHub repository. At that moment, I would like WAD to automatically redeploy that new image as part of the existing infrastructure. I'm gonna take a look in a second. So let's see, is just if I'm thinking this. Okay, so let's see how this is gonna look like. Okay, you push to master, and your GitHub Actions workflow builds a Docker image and pushes it to your registry, right? That's what I already have. WAD watches the image repository, GitHub container registry, or Docker Hub, and sees the updated latest or versioned tag, right? It's very hard to version really your own services. So let's imagine you have it's very easy to do semantic versioning when you're building libraries, like you're building an open source library, so you have semantic versioning, so you know when I release a minor fix, it's a minor version. When I release, I don't know, I add a new function or a method to a utility library, that's a middle version, right? And when I do a massive overhaul of the library, that's a major version. Doing such versioning, you know, as part of, you know, your own API is impossible, because it's very hard to tag and quantify every single change. It's like, okay, I've just built a React component. What is that? Is that minor? Is it right? So that's why most likely for our core things such as API and stuff, we will always have the latest version, right? WAD watches image repository, blah, blah, blah. Trigger the WAD automatically redeploys the corresponding Docker service from your Compose stack. This is literally amazing. You'll have two main ways to redeploy. Use Docker Engine API to restart the container directly. Use custom script that WAD will trigger to invoke Docker Compose appd. And both of it is fine by me. Okay. Man, I mean, this is wow. Isn't this absolutely amazing, man? Seriously. Is this all that we have to do, kinda, right? Like, how great is this, man? It saves so much time. We literally give it our credentials to our GitHub image repository. We set some labels here, right? And we say, hey, you know, wow, that is absolutely fantastic. Image registry credentials. What needs an authentication to your GitHub container registry or Docker Hub? Pass your username and token, grc via environmental variables. For GitHub, create a personal access token with read packages scope. Yeah, we can do this easily. Restart trigger. Qualify. I think somebody have mentioned it. Yeah, as you can see. Yeah, I mean, this is... so I'm, to be honest with you, I haven't used this or seen it. I just seen the website. I have no doubts that this is fantastic, right? But this is not really what I'm building, right? So I have no doubts that this is fantastic, and I'm not gonna make any comments first and foremost because I haven't tried it. But I'm not really doing this, right? I'm in fact doing something a lot simpler than this. Because keep in mind, this is still some sort of a product, right? This is still an opinionated infrastructure, right? And I'm trying to build an infrastructure with just core basic tools, which is what makes it amazing. Yeah, you get what I mean, right? So, and I genuinely believe that is still the way to do infrastructure. So because you don't like, you can see this, right? This is like, I have no doubts it works and it's great, but you have to now get familiar with their whole ecosystem of things, right? Whereas the course that I'm going to record is like, if you can learn Docker and Docker Compose, and then all of these separate services like Grafana, Prometheus, Loki, Promptail, blah, blah, you don't have to learn these things in detail. But because we're working with the base images, you can choose yourself, okay, I want to learn Prometheus on this level. Or I might not want to learn it at all. I just want to go to Grafana, set up some community built-in dashboards, and boom, it works, right? But I'm with you, right? It's just it's kind of like, maybe I will try this at one point. I trust that it's right. Mark, good evening, Mark. Yeah, for my K3, I use K3s for my Kubernetes cluster. And I use several. Actually, I have also started the Kubernetes kind of guide here. I never finished it, so take a look if you want. But as you can see, as you can see, I've kind of documented a lot of things here. But also, where did I put it? Where did I store it? So as you can see, I've used Longhorn. With my Kubernetes, we used Longhorn, Metal load balancer, and this was the most awesome thing. Just clustering just going stateful Kubernetes with cloud native PG. This was awesome, right? But what I'm doing now, the course that I'm gonna record for Udemy is a lot simpler, because in 99.9% of the cases you don't really need Kubernetes, right? And of course, there's many reasons, there are many discussions about Kubernetes where you could question my statement. You could say, Alex, you're wrong. And probably if you say that, you are to some degree right, because Kubernetes is not really about scalability only. It's about enabling developers, for example, to provision their resources without thinking too much about underlying. Like, that's where, for example, when we talk about Longhorn, right? When you set up Longhorn, as I have here, I have 6 SSD drives plugged into my Raspberry Pis. I have 4 Raspberry Pis. you no longer think about hard drives. You actually don't even know how many you have. You just say, hey, I want to provision this much data for this service. Give me that Longhorn, right? So you create a simple YAML file and boom, it works, right? But again, in many cases, really companies don't need this. So if you need to host a well-defined structure, well-defined infrastructure with an API and a maybe front end and some other things, you Docker Compose. My conviction, and I'm not a DevOps, but I'm a full stack engineer. I'm a tech lead, but I've been doing the infrastructure for many years, like just as for myself. This is my conviction, right? For the most part, you go Docker Compose, then you go Docker Swarm, and then you go Kubernetes or some Kubernetes fork or K3s, depending what you're hosting it in, right? So this, in my opinion, is in fact the way to go, right? And for the most part, you're gonna be good with this forever. This part, you need to really be sure that you want that. Because yes, magic of Kubernetes is beautiful when it works, but behind all of these YAML files, there's a bunch of, behind that massive abstraction, there's a bunch of code and a bunch of stuff that somebody wrote, right? So I think this is what we're going to be doing using as our orchestrator for this course that I'm going to record. Docker Compose is fantastic, right? Fantastic for many use cases. I don't think that Kubernetes has much to do with users, honestly, right? That is very often. Yeah, I'm sorry, but what package manager has to do with that? You still have to manage your YAML file. It doesn't matter. The point, I think you can miss the point a little bit. Nobody said that. Nobody complained about YAML files. You can use Helm or not. That's irrelevant, right? That's not the point. Helm just abstracts some of these separate files into a single file at the end of the day, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking that behind Helm or no Helm, you have a bunch of YAML files that when work, it's great. When they don't work, then you have to dig in why things don't work, right? But I don't think that Kubernetes has anything to do necessarily, or not anything, but it's not just about if you have millions of users. You don't need to run Kubernetes to serve millions of users. You can do that with a managed database and Hetzner hosting as well, right? Kubernetes is a very complex project, and depending also how you use it, if you self-host it, then it becomes 10 times more complex. If you use it as part of GCP or AWS, then it's of course amazing. It becomes easy. Hi Alex, what's up? I have a little question. If I learn Python, can I get a work? I want to be backend developer. I hate frontend. I don't know if it's a difficult road. If I learn Python, can I get a job? I don't think you can, no. I don't think you can just learn Python and get a job, no. I don't think that skill on its own is sufficient, especially not today. So no. So you need to learn more skills to be a backend developer. So you need to learn Postgres, for example. You need to learn, and then of course you need to learn some infrastructure, because you need to learn, So if you want to be a backend developer, you probably want to learn Go. If you want to be a data engineer, some sort of an LLM or machine learning, or use things such as TensorFlow and all of these and etc. Then you want to learn Python, right? But companies are not building their microservices in most cases using Python. It's most likely it's either Golang or even Node.js, right? But I would not build my APIs using Python. Go is better than Python to get a job. I mean, as I showed yesterday, I believe, you have this roadmap. You have this website. It's called Roadmap SH, right? You can go here and click on a backend engineer, right? So if you go there, you know, you can just take a look at this and you can choose your core language. Is Go better? I would be very careful using a word better in the context of programming, right? Because better is, we cannot use a word better in programming because that is a very vague statement, right? What is better, right? Better for what? Better for what task, right? Is Golang better than Python for something? Yes, but then it's worse than for some other things, right? So it depending, but is it better under quotes for building APIs? It is. Does it matter? In most cases, it doesn't. But it's better because most companies, if they need microservices, if they need, right? Better in the world of work. That's also hard to say, right? It depends on your demographics, right? Depends where you live. You have to research. In many countries around the world, you have specific stacks that are very popular. So for example, in Sweden, even in Denmark, here in Copenhagen where I live, C# is very popular, for example, right? So it's also, yeah, right. Then that is your probably best bet, right? So that's why I say what's probably the best at the moment is related to your circumstances. You can learn Haskell or Clojure or Rust or Lisp or Cobol or Fortran or Pascal, right? But if there's no jobs in your area, then that's the worst these are the worst languages on the planet, right? Especially if you're junior. So you want to learn whatever is needed, whatever business requires. That's how you should make decisions, right? That's how any reasonable tech leads, CTOs make decisions. They look at the business, not that what a random YouTuber thinks, right? I used to write BASIC. I used to write BASIC. I used to write a lot of these languages. My pleasure, man. I mean, you know that I'm a realist in this stream. I'll never turn this stream into some opinionated influencer bullshit, right? I'm just telling you based on my experience that's your best bet is figuring out what the business needs. That is unfortunately or fortunately, you know, that's how it is. I could have also told you, oh, you'll learn Rust because basement dwellers on Twitch like to say that, but that would make no sense. That would get you nowhere, right? Can you send the link again, tech lead? Because I don't think that I've seen that. I don't know if this chat is blocking the links. Can you try sending the link again? Nice, man. That's awesome, dude. Can you send the link so I install it? I would use this, man. This is great. Why not, man? Especially if you tell me like what do I need to buy and stuff. No worries, all good. No, that's great, dude. I mean, if I can tell my wife, hey, let's buy these ingredients quickly and let's do this, why not, man? Make sure to send the link on Discord or here, then I'll bookmark it for later. Okay, so let's go back here and what do I have? So we have the environment, right? Yeah. My postal code is this. Oh shit! I didn't wait. I didn't get that. I didn't get that completely well, did I? So let's get the environment here, and I'll just. So again, this is gonna be a relatively short stream, and I already accomplished. I mean, I'm already happy we had a. Okay, here goes nothing. Discord server is, if I type this command, I think you should get it. Yeah, there you go. And then please, if you have a minute, I'm not streaming Programmer Network now. But yeah, take 5 seconds and just create your account on Programmer Network. just book your name or whatever, because I'm gonna be building you're not getting the link on YouTube. I think you should be able to, you should be seeing the link. No? Ah, shit. Namari, hey. Ah, you can't see the, yeah, that sucks ass, man. Give me 1 second. Let me try to go here. Wow, okay. So let's go to my channel. Let's go to live. Wow, okay, I need to fix that. So let me try to paste it here. I should be able to. There's Discord, and then this is the platform that I typically build. The latter is up to you. I mean, look, if you want to sign up or join, please do. If not, it doesn't. Yeah. I saw your video on YouTube about AI versus software devs. I don't actually even remember what I said there. But I think, oh yeah, actually I do remember. Yeah. But absolutely. I was talking about developers being tools, being merely just executors of tasks, right? Yeah, I remember. Okay, so give me a second. Let's actually, in fact, go and let's do this, right? So what I'm actually going to do, it doesn't matter. I'll just show my face in a second. So what we need to do, right? We need to create a personal access token. So let's actually go, let's go to my GitHub, right? I'm going to go to my GitHub here, and we're going to go here, and then we're going to go here, I believe. And then we're going to go to personal access tokens, right? And then I think we can create a classic token, but let's see also, let's see what it, I'm not going to show the token. Don't worry. Of course not. Of course I'm not going to do it. Don't worry. No, don't worry. I will not. I would actually invalidate it, right? I would invalidate it anyways in 2 seconds, so don't worry. I think actually, I need to do it per repository. This is just a global. This is per organization setting, right? But we're gonna go to the API here, and then we're gonna go to settings, and then we're gonna go to secrets and variables. No. Actually, no. Deploy keys. Now. Let's also. Why am I? I mean, I have a bunch of these across. Yeah, actually, I was in the right place, wasn't I, right? Because this organization should have... Give me a second. Okay, so here are the packages, right? This is my registry, yeah. So if we get over here... So we're settings... Developer settings, right? Yes. And then apps. No. GitHub apps. No, we don't need a GitHub app. So it's actually not here. Okay, very interesting. Why are we not seeing it? Give me a second. Let me just think here for a moment. Yeah, okay. But that was already set. Where is the dude, where is it? Where the heck is it? Code security, rules, branches. Give me 1 second. Let me just set some of these basics up. Okay, cool. No worries. I'm not gonna upgrade it yet. Oh, I see what's happening. Fuck. Yeah, man, that kind of sucks, man. It sucks because I see what's happening. So, because I was so shocked, why am I not seeing it? It's because I need to upgrade this. I need to upgrade this organization to a team plan at the very least, right? So let's see about that. I'll just pay it. It doesn't actually matter. Give me a moment. So yeah, I'm like, am I blind? Because I've done this a million times. And then, yeah. So I think we need to... Yeah, but because all of these repositories are, it's okay. This is like half of the price of the coffee. I don't actually care. It's $4. Give me 2 seconds. Just 1 second. It's upgrading the organization now to a team plan. This may take a while. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do that now. Just so I can actually, yeah, exactly. So I want to generate the access token, yeah. But you can only do that. You can't do that. It seems as part of the organization of the private repositories. You need to, and that is fine. I'll pay for this. I don't care. It's just I didn't actually know honestly that you can't do that because I'm actually paying already for Programmer Network, right? So I'm already paying for this organization, right? So I'm already paying for this, and I'm paying just 1 seat, and I will have to start paying 2 seats because Cedric is going to join to help the Programmer Network project. Yeah. All right, come on. Did you will you upgrade? Did it actually? It probably did upgrade already. It's just spinning for no reason. Let's try now. So if I go settings, and then I guess we need to do it per repository. I mean, it makes sense, right? API settings. Your back arrow on auth pages, then it's very possible that there are a few bugs here and there for sure. It's very I do that platform very when I have the time, right? So for sure there's I suppose, wait, let me see what you're saying. So let me log out. So if I log out, are you saying these arrows? log in and sign up, okay? Oh, okay, so they take you elsewhere. Thank you very much. Let me actually write that. Let me actually write that right away. I don't think anyone has ever tested that. One moment. So if I go here and I go to blogs, blah, blah, blah. No, where was it actually? Where was that bug reporting channel? This is client reporting, moderators, projects, reads, resources. All right, I'll just add it to the backlog. Back button on mobile for login. Sign up doesn't work properly. All right. Alrighty, there we go. Thank you very much. I'll fix that these days. Awesome. Okay. API pull request. What is this? Okay, this is just me doing some stuff. Okay, let's see now. Did we actually upgrade? I don't know. Did I actually upgrade? Deploy keys, code security. I still don't see it. Is this shit still spinning? Yeah, but that's what we're doing now, right? That's exactly what we're doing. That is exactly what we're doing, right? We need. I do believe we need to create it. I think we. Yeah, for sure. But I think we need to create it per organization, right? I want this to be. I want this to be per organization. I don't want to generate this as part of my account, right? At least that's what I want, because I don't want to couple. I have multiple organizations and I have a bunch of open source libraries I built, right? So I would much rather keep things contextualized. So I would much rather want to have token per repository, right? No, it's not, but absolutely not. This product is no, definitely not. So it's a product that I'm adding to this infrastructure that's going to update our Docker containers. So it's something new. My colleague from work told me about this morning, and I'm actually going to implement it as part of this course because it's a way to keep our Docker containers updated. It's actually quite fantastic. I'm very impressed so far. Emphasis on so far. But thank you very much. I mean, look, we're gonna generate the access token under profile if that's what we end up being stuck at, right? But again, I don't want to do that, right? I want to generate it under each separate repository. I don't even want to do it per organization. I want to do it per repository, because there's no point generating a global token that's used in some repository, because then that I lose the context of where that thing is, right? So I just want to know actually, can I do it here? And yeah, it doesn't seem so. Or at least for this specific organization and the repository under it, right? Because we do have the personal access tokens here. Yeah, could be. I mean, please, speak your mind. Absolutely. I mean, these types of things I've configured before, but you configure it and you forget about it. It's not that you do. So maybe, right? Let's try that. That's a good idea. That's very good what you said, I think. So this is the preview. I still wanna. Yeah. So you can see I have some. So you can see I have a few of them already for my cursor ID and stuff. So let's see. Generate new token. Fine grade repo scope. Yeah. So this is probably what we want. So we want it to be scoped to a repo. Yeah, okay, good. You're right. So let's call this, Yeah. Yep. Okay, so infrastructure for startups, beautiful, right? This is exactly what I want. But I don't want it all repositories. I want it to be my API, right? Because that's where I'm going to use it. I'm not going to use this. I mean, I might use it in other places, but I'm going to generate another one. Let me see, will I need it anywhere else? Exactly. Let me just see, will I need it anywhere else anyway? Because really, I mean, we were going to be hosting this image on our repository. We're going to be hosting, so we need two of them. And actually, so I'm gonna select a couple of repositories here. So I'm gonna select the log rotator, the API, and because this is kind of, you could say, yeah, exactly. And then here I'm gonna say maybe the front end, which I don't think is gonna need it, but this is really, yeah. Yes, description. This is an auth token for our WAD watcher to gain access to our private images on GitHub Hub, right? Or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? Okay, let me just do it very quickly. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna generate it for a little bit longer, or maybe for 1 month, because I will do this differently for the course once I start. I'm gonna have to generate a new one when I start recording the course anyway, right? But actually, before I do that, let's go to our env, right? Because we will. I forgot. So let's go to our env. I have defined a bunch of envs for this thing here, right? So somewhere where our API is maybe. So let's actually get here and let's just use the power of AI to generate this crap for us, right? Yep. So I know my username already. That's fine. I'm just not sure if this interpolation is gonna work if I put it here. I'm a little bit skeptical about putting this here. I don't think this is gonna work. Item container if I put it here. We'll see, but I don't think so. I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, gRCP token. I learned the basic full stack in 1 month, but now I feel like I have a lot to learn and confused. What should I focus on next day? I mean, to be very frank with you, Leo, I don't think that one can learn CSS in 1 month, right? So don't be hard on yourself, because what you've basically learned is maybe you have memorized some terms, and maybe you have learned in muscle memory where to put something and copy paste it, right? But I have to say, and I have to be honest as I always am, I do get irritated when I even read this type of stuff. Not because you said it, I'm actually amazed that you had courage to do that. It's just you are now part, unfortunately, of the community that's... I see. Okay, I see. I mean, I just have to tell you that full stack is a very broad concept as well, right? So imagine becoming doctor for everything, right? So it's also very undefined, but you said you learned some basics, which is fine. I actually have a very hard time giving you giving you good advice here, right? I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I still suck at some things, right? Maybe I'm just dumb, and I know also people who've been doing it for almost 20 years or more, and they're still learning something new every day, right? So I don't know what to tell you. But I mean, how can you, like, like I don't get it. Like, why are you mentioning Kubernetes? You shouldn't even know what Kubernetes is. I don't, and I really want to understand your reasoning. At where you are right now, you're still a student. Like, you shouldn't even know that Kubernetes exists, right? I mean, have you built anything yet in your career? Have you worked anywhere? Have you built any project? Because when you say that you kind of learned full stack in a month, a bit, what do you mean by that? You get what I mean? Like, what do you mean you learned it? Do you have any projects? Have you had any internship, etc., etc.? I mean, saying that you want to learn Kubernetes at this point is like learning to walk and then saying, I want to become a pilot, right? That is literally an analogy. Like, my kid is 5, and if he wakes up... Yeah, but you have deployed it probably by following some video or some tutorial, right? That's different. That doesn't mean that you have learned it, right? Doing something by mimicking something else and doing it with understanding are two fundamentally... I'm sure that I could teach my mother now to follow some guide, right? But you have to ask yourself, like, have you actually learned it? Do you understand it? Not can you mimic it, right? Because you can follow any course today or some tutorial or use AI and copy paste some shit, but do you understand it? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. You absolutely can, man. Please do. Please do. I have read Lean Startup maybe 15 years ago. I have read Lean Startup when I lived in Sweden because I was part of a technical accelerator, and we were almost forced to read it because when you go to Y Combinator, when you go to any accelerator, I do not dream in code, man. I don't give a shit about code. I like to build products, and I dream about my wife and kid and many other things. But yeah, going back to this thing, programming is a very hard profession. It's arguably, programming is one of the hardest things that humans are doing. And it's hard not because writing code is hard. It's hard because there's so many things around it, right? It's going to take a long time to learn to program. You can mimic whatever you want. You can copy paste stuff from ChatGPT. You can use these generators to build code for you, but that's not going to make you a programmer. That's basically just copy pasting text, almost as you're copy pasting a paragraph from somewhere, right? So mastering programming takes many years, and it takes many transitions in your mind, and nothing is going to change this. AI is not going to change this, right? So you're going to have people who understand things, and you're going to have people who are just basically mimicking something, right? Lean Startup is a great book, and I would advise anybody who wants to build products, you're going to learn there about MVPs, about agile development, etc. So basically, so they're hard-coded here because this is the development environmental variable file, right? So they have to be hard-coded because I'm passing this. These are the values I'm actually using now, right? Danger set, so they have to be here, and they're purposely hard-coded because this is my env dev file, right? So all of these things are passed to corresponding Docker containers right now, right? So me interpolating them by something else would make no sense because this is the place from where they're passed, right? No worries, because you're absolutely right that eventually these will be so if this was just the env prod file, then you're absolutely right, then this would be interpolate, right? Because this is going to get passed from GitHub Actions or some whatever, right? But here we need it like this, right? Yeah, I get you. I am as well. I don't know how you say you learned full stack in a month. I don't think it's the problem of him saying that is actually, that's why I empathize with especially new developers today, is that it's not even his problem that he's saying that. There's so much propaganda online, And I think that this new generation of programmers, they're going to be so crippled by this propaganda online that some of them will never recover from it, right? Because now they're reading all of this garbage. You don't even need to write code to build products. You don't need, right? And this is not helping them, right? So everybody, they're rushing the one of the only professions on earth that you can't rush, because you cannot force your brain to consume more information than it can. So this is not people don't understand one fundamental fact about human brain is that, yes, you have the AI and you have faster access to information, but your brain can, depending on your IQ and your capacity and your well-being, your brain can take just as much information. So sure, you might be able to get access to information faster, but your brain can still consume as much information as it can, right? So that AI is not going to change that. You cannot rush through programming. You cannot become an expert in anything in life without putting your asshole on that chair for thousands of hours. So this is a constant that's never going to change with AI or not, right? Being a DevOps engineer is a little bit different, right? Because doing DevOps, right, is different because you are basically memorizing patterns, declarative formats, and you need to understand some protocols a little bit. So once you understand WebSockets and HTTP and gRPC and some of these things, you could say, and then once you understand configuration files, et cetera, right? But also being a good developer, being a good software engineer, also makes you a way better DevOps engineer, right? Exactly. No, I mean, look, it's just what it is. I genuinely feel bad. I really feel bad for junior developers today. It's very tough for them. It's very tough for them because it's first tough for them to get a job at the first place, and then expectations are also higher, and then the propaganda that they're going through is insane, right? I mean, the thing is, like, let me show you one thing. If we go to this roadmap thing again, right? This is just common sense. We don't need to, this is not about agreeing, disagreeing. It's not an opinion based. I think this is purely logical based. Look, if we go here and click full stack, right? Just bear with me. If we just click on full stack and we just go through this list, we just skim through it. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, NPM, Git, GitHub, Tailwind, React, Node, Postgres, RESTful, JVT, Redis, Linux, SAS, sending emails, S3 storage, blah, blah. And then you just go through this thing. I don't think that you can memorize these terms in a month. Just memorizing the names, not even knowing what they do. Just like literally memorizing the names, acronyms of these things, it's going to take you a month, right? So it's absolutely it's ridiculous, right? Right? This is a lot, and this is not full stack. This is not even half of the full stack, right? Because my definition of what a full stack is not even this. This is just part of it, right? To be fair, you can do a bunch, but what do you mean you can do a bunch of them in one project? Can you actually elaborate a bit on that? Because what do you mean by that? That's like saying if a doctor operates a patient with all organs in there, he's gonna be an expert in all organs. What do you mean you can do all? What do you mean you can do all of them in one project? I mean, AWS has hundreds of different services, right? That's I don't actually genuinely understand that. Like, that's why I say simple cookie. The definition is vague, right? You're both right and wrong at the same time, right? Because it depends who you ask what it is, right? Okay. Anyway, let's get back to it. Alrighty. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here now? This is great. This is great. We're gonna let's just set this to, actually. Let's set this to 7 days. It doesn't actually matter. I just need it for testing of this, and then, or actually, let's make it 30 days. So if I don't get to record the course, the generate token, whether, okay, and then over here we're gonna smack in the token. Sure, this I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but we're gonna see about that. Blah blah blah, and then we basically gonna inject this bad boy over here, and all good, right? Yes. And then here we need to yeah. We need to update these fellas. Yes. We're gonna remove these comments because we have them, yeah. We have them there. Beautiful. Let me just... All right, cool. Here we go, what I meant. Exactly. Yes. Of course, yes. That's where we are interpolating them, right? That's where where we are evaluating these values, right? So this interpolation is almost the same everywhere, right? In Docker you use a single pair of brackets. In handlebars you use 2 of them, and handlebars actually was in fact a thing that influenced a lot of modern frameworks, right? You had handlebars, you had a lot of even UI frameworks that were using interpolation first, right? So, and this thing exists for many years, right? Harris, I cannot give you this file yet because this is the file that I'm doing for a course, and it wouldn't actually help you much because you would still miss a lot of other files. So even if I would send you this, it would make no sense. Which one? And let me just switch to my camera so I can generate this token. Give me a second. Generate token. And I'm gonna copy this token. Handlebars. Handlebars, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. I guess it's cool. I guess so. Fine grade tokens. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so that should be fine-ish. If you're referring to handlebars, there you go. Okay, so that's cool. So if we go back, what is the time? All right, I'll stream a little bit more and then I need to go. So let's try that actually. My pleasure, man, of course, my pleasure. All right, cool. So if we get back here to the UI, page not found, okay, something farted out big time. It's like a... Let's see what it is. Probably the container is down or something. Let's take a look at containers. No, it's not. Maybe I just also have okay. Docker localhost. Let's take a look at that. Blah, blah, blah. No authentication config, allow anonymous access. Sure, that's actually fine. All right, cool. So yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's actually let's actually do this down. Actually, no, we need to source send that. Let's down it. So I'm not gonna use so I'm not gonna be doing this with GitLab, and there I have several reasons. First, I can't cover everything, right? this course is going to then end up being 100 hours. Second, I was supposed to work at GitLab, and then I had some disagreement with them, so I no longer respect them after that, so I'm never going to use GitLab again because of that. And then there's other reasons as well, but the main reason isn't even me and that. It's more about yeah, I just can't cover everything, right? No, I mean, I was you know, they offered me a job at one point. It doesn't really matter. The point is, the thing is, I mean, it was related to hiring. I basically was supposed to be hired by them because they reached out to me, and then I wasn't, and I believe it's because the person that I spoke to almost got intimidated by me in a sense that he almost got scared, and then he invented some bullshit, like, I don't know, that I didn't know something or whatever, which actually was just absolute crap, right? But it's mostly, it doesn't actually matter. This happened many years ago, right? And I genuinely love, I love GitHub more. GitLab is not something I would use anyway, because there's fundamentally nothing that I get there that I don't have on GitHub, and there's a lot of stuff I have on GitHub that I don't have on GitLab, right? And if you are one of these people, oh, but Microsoft owns GitHub, I don't give a shit who owns what. I don't operate like that. I use tools that benefit me. Who owns the tools? I don't care, right? Microsoft owns a bunch of stuff. So does Apple. So does whatever. So who owns that? I can't care less, right? What happened here, actually? Let's take a look at the logs. Promtail, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Here it is. View logs. I objectively, okay, I cannot state that something is objective just because I think it. That makes no sense, so apologies for that. But I genuinely believe that GitHub is by far the best, no question about that, for me. And when I say the best, I mostly mean the integrations, the documentation, the GitHub actions, all the stuff that you get for free is insane. Private images, so much for free, and you can run with that free package for a long time, right? Actually, I'm not a fan necessarily of free things because I'm not a communist, right? So everybody today seems to be like, yeah, but I have to pay for that. You have to fucking pay for things that people build because they have to earn money as well. But for this course, for example, it's yeah. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. Why is this farting out? That makes no sense. So all of our containers are running. So probably, ooh, what? Give me a second. So yeah, that crap works. Okay. Yeah, that's actually correct. Okay. Yeah, I don't know actually what happened here. How did we fuck this guy up? Give me a second. It's a bit weird. So the environment we've added most likely messed it up. It has to be that, right? Let's actually just do a method of elimination here, and then let's just give it a shot, right? It has to be that most likely, right? So let's just comment that bad boy and see what happens. Na 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 na. And I'll need to configure some more stuff here, right? But let's take the routers. So we have, what do we have? What do we have? Ooh. Oh, yeah. What? Why? Oh, never mind. So if we go to the override over here, not that one, this one, right? What do we have? We have 3000. And maybe that could be the problem. I'll give you 2 seconds. So if we go back here, but actually no, I think it should handle the same port. So if we go to our bull board here, crap, man, let me fuck. Give me 1 second. I have to check one thing. This is a bit scary. Give me a second. Shit. I need to check my R2 object storage here. But no, actually, I shouldn't be. Yeah, okay, it's good. It's just crap. I've been doing so many database backups with my. Oh, crap. Give me a second. Let me just open the API project here. Orchestrator API. Where is it? SRC, utils, scheduler, crons, backup Postgres, constants. Okay, so it is every 6 hours. Okay. Okay. I guess. Yeah. Okay. These are the ones we did before. Let me just see what I have. It's a shit tons of stuff here. So February. February. Yeah. Okay. So it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. All good. Perfect. Okay. No, that's great. Okay. Good. Perfect, great, super. Okay, so it seems that the envs that we've actually added weren't correct. So we're gonna go and review that, right? So we're gonna go actually here. Hopefully they have the search. So there's actually no such thing as that. What about this? So it's probably. Seems that give me 1 second. So if we search for environment, no, I don't need the basic authentication though, but so so most likely supported registries. Yeah, here we go. So let's actually go here to supported registries, and we need the not Docker Hub. We need GitHub Container Registry, right? But we need like. Yeah, I mean this search is useless because it's searching in their change logs and stuff. So that's not very smart, to be honest with you, but it's okay. A registry, okay, let's take a look. Yeah, and then they're exposing the API, fine. We don't really need that. Let's say authentication, logs, registries, GitLab. This is GitHub. Okay, so here it is. Registry name, I believe it's this one, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So this is GHCR. So this is GitHub. Registry lets you configure JS integration. So yeah, so okay. So let me show my not so beautiful face here, and he smiled. Good evening, friend. How are you? And I'm gonna just update some stuff over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go to my env dev. And I will, in fact, so the username is this, and this is this shit. Private token. Bear with me for a moment. Sure. And I'm gonna comment this stuff out, and then and then all right, beautiful. I'm just gonna nuke that for a second. I'm gonna blah blah blah. Yes, super. So now we basically just have these two, right? Which I found here. Yes, perfect. And then we're gonna try that again. All right, cool. So let's see if it farts out again. Let's wait for, actually, it takes a while, so we'll need to do some more configuration. I'll do this obviously most likely off stream or whatever, but we can see it takes a little while takes a little while for my traffic to actually start proxying this properly. It's a bit weird, but that's what it is. Let's see, because it takes a little while for it to appear. Okay, now it appeared there. So now let's see. So and as you can see now, we do in fact see our private images. So that's good, right? So we are able to, so we were able to actually, yeah. So that's very, very nice. That's really good, because now basically when I, if I go ahead and push a change to master and we deploy and blah blah blah, the new image should pop up here just as the other ones, saying, hey Alex, you know, there is in fact an update, right? Let's actually remove this filter, right? So we're going to be seeing something like this. You will, I mean, so I think we should be very careful how we say finding a job in this industry as well was never easy. So I think again, that's another point of propaganda, right? For 18 years of this industry, since I'm working, I wouldn't say that it was ever easy. We always had high expectations in this industry, and now it just is even harder. So I don't think that it was ever easy to get, especially not as a networking engineer. I started my career in 2007 as a Cisco engineer, and I worked then for 2.5 years. And you don't need many networking engineers, right? You need way many more developers, and you need sysadmins and network engineers and DevOps. And this is just common sense, right? You have a ratio of developers that you need to DevOps is maybe 100 to 1 or 50 to 1, right? So it was never easy to get a job. I don't know where people are getting this from, right? It's just now it's even more harder for less experienced people. But let's not say that it was ever easy or that it will be easy. You need to prove your worth, and all of us had to do that, and I still have to do that after all these years. When I also go to interview, I have to persuade somebody that I'm worth and that they're worth to me as well, right? So that's just how it is, man. And I mean, you have to push, and that's it. I mean, you have to convince people that you are capable of providing value. That's what getting a job is. You have to learn, how can I sell myself? I'm a product. My name is, I don't know, Leo. I'm a product, and how can I sell myself? How can I convince others that I'm worth being paid the money that they're paying, right? And that's what it is, man. It's that simple. Start treating yourself as a product, both physically and mentally. Work out, look good, be smart, and that's it. Every interaction that you have, physical or mental or whatever you call it, matters, right? When you enter the office, when you enter the interview room, that's already your first impression. You already said something without saying nothing, right? So that's just how it is. Nice, man. Okay, so we have the Prometheus stuff. This, I have to take a look at that. Beautiful. Very, very good. Okay. Oh, wow. Nice. Okay, okay, good, good, good. So here is the wood, right? Nice. Okay, I mean, not really mandatory because we have the dashboard already, but actually I will kill the dashboard, this one, and then we can just have this, right? So this is very interesting. Very good. Very, very good. I'm very happy to find this. Let's go here and say add item, add wood dashboard from Grafana marketplace. No. Yeah. Okay, so what happens now though? Okay, so can we in fact, so how do we automate? How do we tell it? So update, let's take a look, watch now. And then I suppose, yeah, the major update. So you can see, so there's something off with this thing. So we need to update our Redis. There's actually, okay. So they're just saying, hey, there's a major version of Redis. Okay. And then traffic is also major. So I guess if we go and research that, traffic, official image. Oh, I see. All right, cool. Okay. The image is so big, man. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, so I guess we could correlate. We could correlate some versions here with this. So I'll need to basically, I need to kind of map the wood thing with this, and then have a good kind of, because we need to relay the dates. So we can see that this was actually published 4 days ago, which then which then resulted in this image being pushed to their Docker Hub registry, right? So, and we can see what they did. They fixed some HTTP headers. I don't know what this is. We would need to look at the PR, but it doesn't matter. This is too fine-grained. And let's see, 4 days ago, graceful shutdown. Okay. Yeah, so the idea with wood, right, for me and for this course that I want to record, and also for this infrastructure that I'm gonna kind of enhance my programming network infrastructure, is that the point is that, yeah, it monitors for the images, and it monitors even if you, let's say you push a new version of your API and there's a new image, it's gonna auto update that as well. So, and of course, it's a security type of thing. Basically, one of the very few things that you have to worry about when you have a VPS or when you're not using GCP or AWS is basically making sure that your vulnerability, like your security, is when it comes to your images, is that you take care of that, right? So you have to. That is maybe one of the few things where you will spend your time. So once you do your CDN and firewall and a lot of these things properly, then one of the very few things that is a little bit of maintenance is kind of keeping an eye on updating your Docker images, right? And the good thing about this wood that I'm using today for the first time is that they also have the monitoring, but they also have the webhook server, or to say they also have alerts basically, so you can configure it to. And now when I found this dashboard as well, technically, I mean I will probably actually end up writing my own dashboard for this wood thing. But if we take a look at this, right, considering considering that this wood is exposing Prometheus data already, that means that we have metrics in Prometheus from it, right? Like if I already go to my Prometheus here, I can probably find I can probably find some of the metrics here already, which means we can even make our own alerting work, right? So for example, I can go already to my Grafana and create custom alerts based on the metrics that wood is exposing. So for example, I don't even need to use their built-in alerting. I can just say, hey, when there is whatever, right? Every repository already has a dependency bot already. But that's different. The dependency bot is different, right? It serves a little bit different purpose than this. But it also serves it to a degree a similar purpose. True, right? Okay, good. But very good point. Very good point. Okay, what is the time? Okay, so you know what? Because I actually promised to myself that I'm not going to stream more than an hour or two, let's maybe just have a little chat, and if anybody needs some help, I'm very happy to help. Both YouTube and Twitch, if you need something and you want to discuss something opinionated as well, please let's do so. Otherwise, I just wanted to I need to also get some rest and stuff. So let's see if there's any interesting remarks about anything. I'm very happy to discuss it with you fellas. Otherwise, I work every work day. I work Monday to Friday, and then I don't work weekends. Yeah. So you need help? 1 second, reading now. Motherfucker, Jesus Christ. $430 mounts? Doro, it's Doro. Dude, that's it? I think. Stop. Yeah, that's it. That is it. I think you found it. Okay, let's see if there's any other serious questions, because Doro is my friend. He's just trolling me. What is the Discord address? Let me show here. Let me try here. Do you see the link? Let me know if you see the link. Okay, good. Perfect. All right, let's see. It seems I bored everyone enough, and that is fair enough. I don't think that there's anything that anyone wants to discuss. It seems. What should my next goal be? Sorry for distracting you from. No. I'm ending the stream now, so now it's the perfect time to ask anything. This is the great time to have any discussions. What should be your next goal? I mean, it's very hard, man. I mean, it's very hard to give advice. I don't like to give vague advice, because then the vague advice is is worthless. It's better not to get it, right? The only thing I can tell you is, again, as I said before, that programming is hard and it takes a long time. Like any other profession, becoming good at anything in life takes time, right? So it's needless to say, right? So you need to, I don't know, what do you need to do? It's just, I'm getting more and more shocked, honestly, by the whole consumption of, by the mere assumption that the consumption of such content is possible in short time. So it's really Wes, just send it on Discord, man. I always answer Discord. I typically never answer it immediately, but I answer it soon enough, right? Okay, I will. Where did you send it? I'll then take a look. You sent it to me. Okay. Wait, let me just let me open it up. Yeah, I mean, the host name that you're using, it cannot be resolved, right? So you're trying to connect to some API service running inside of the AWS. So you have a networking problem. So your client is trying to hit something that it's probably your networking issue, right? You're most likely somewhere in AWS, not exposing that, either the port or something outside. So it's probably behind some internal network or whatever, right? So you can see here, not found, get address info, right? So this is most likely, I don't use AWS, I use GCP at work, but I've been using it more than a decade ago. So typically this means this is actually not exposed anywhere, right? Because in most serious cloud or non-cloud services, things that you provision are by default, things that you typically provision by default are private, and because of security. And then you have to be explicit and make it, okay, this can in fact be. Is it possible to build a startup by having a full-time job? Of course, most startups are made like that. Most startups are made like that. Of course you missed it. Yeah. And you see what just happened, Wes. This is exactly when we talk about experience, right? So the reason why I was able to help you in 3 seconds, right, is that that's what experience is, right? Like you can become a prodigy and you can learn all the frameworks in the world, but you cannot buy experience. And this is what I talk about time. Just the mere fact that was my first assumption just comes from a fact that I just did these things so many times that it just comes natural, right? So this is when I talk to Leo and some of this stuff, I learned this or that in a month, 3 months, 6 months. You don't, nobody does, right? There's so many of these things and there's so many complexities. Yep. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And that's fine. I've missed it 7 billion times as well. Yep. 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 Nice. Terraform. Beautiful. My pleasure, man. My pleasure, of course. Of course. It works now. Great. It's been 2 weeks. There you go. You see why you should never... I was getting crazy. Well, there you go. Okay, good. I made someone a day. So that's up and running on my Kubernetes. Nice, man. Nice, dude. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. For sure you will. For sure you will. All right, guys. I'm going to leave you now. It's 12:30 almost. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Thank you for being active, Wes. I appreciate it. You will. You will. All right. Good night. Sleep calmly then. And I'll see you guys another time, okay? My pleasure, guys. Doro, I love you, man. I'll see you tomorrow at work. Make sure you come to the office, otherwise I'll cry. Good night. Likewise, man. Likewise. Good night, Leo, Wes, and everybody. Thank you very much, guys. Awesome. Have a great one.